Let's begin. Picture yourself as a parent in 1938, preparing for the looming threat of war. This strange contraption, a gas-proof baby stroller, was designed to protect infants from chemical attacks. It looks more like a submarine on wheels than a stroller. The absurdity of such designs reminds us how far fear can drive innovation. Imagine strolling down the street with one of these today. More post-apocalyptic cosplay than practicality. Dining with alligators, what could go wrong? At the California alligator farm, patrons casually picnicked mere feet from these deadly creatures. While the alligators were supposedly detrained, one wrong move could spell disaster. Yet, for decades, this was a popular tourist attraction. Looking at this photo today, it's hard not to wonder, who felt safer, the people or the gators? What started as a playful snowball fight among Princeton students quickly escalated into chaos. This photo shows bruised and battered young men who clearly didn't hold back. Snowball fights were serious business back then, often involving rocks and ice. It's a reminder that even innocent fun can turn dangerous when youthful energy takes over. Rows of children wearing gas masks in 1937 looked like something out of a dystopian nightmare. But this was real life in the Soviet Union, where the threat of chemical warfare loomed large. These drills were meant to prepare kids for attacks, yet they also served as propaganda to instill fear and loyalty. Seeing this photo, one can't help but feel the eerie tension of a generation raised under constant threat. In an era before reliable alarm clocks, some people relied on knocker-uppers like Mary Smith to wake them up. Using a pea shooter, she would aim at windows to stir sleeping workers. It's a bizarre but charming profession that reflects a time when human ingenuity filled gaps in technology. Imagine being woken up not by your phone, but by a gentle tap of peas against your glass. Before becoming a beloved sitcom star, Tim Allen's life took a darker turn. This mugshot captures him after being caught smuggling cocaine. It's a stark reminder of how drastically life can change. His rise from this moment to comedic fame is a testament to second chances and redemption. But it begs the question, what if he hadn't been caught? An amphibious bike sounds like a genius idea, on paper. The cyclomere promised to glide over both land and water, but its bulky design and limited practicality doomed it to obscurity. Imagine pedaling into a lake only to find yourself sinking. While it never took off, it remains a fascinating relic of human innovation and overconfidence. This eerie photo shows Dr. Duchenne de Boulogne stimulating facial muscles with electricity to study expressions. While groundbreaking, it looks almost medieval. His work paved the way for modern neurology, but these haunting images remind us of the fine line between scientific discovery and discomfort. This disturbing photo captures a carnival ride filled with KKK members in full regalia. It's a chilling reminder of how normalized hate groups were in parts of 1920s America. The juxtaposition of a festive Ferris wheel and violent ideology is a stark commentary on the contradictions of the time. Harriet Cole, a hospital cleaning lady, donated her body to science, resulting in the first complete dissection of a nervous system. The painstaking 6-month process produced a vital teaching tool, though her motivations remain unclear. Her contribution highlights the unsung heroes of medical history. Before Las Vegas became a neon-lit mecca, it was barren desert. This $3 million real estate sign in 1955 captures the ambition of those who saw potential where others saw wasteland. Today, it's almost unimaginable how much that land is worth. These photos of fairies fooled even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes. Taken by two young girls, they sparked debates about the supernatural. Though debunked decades later, they remain a fascinating example of how much people want to believe in magic. The day Sweden switched from left to right-hand driving was chaotic, as this photo of gridlock streets shows. It was a bold move for modernization, but for those on the road that day, it must have felt like navigating a real-life obstacle course. Judges rated women's legs while their faces were covered, as seen in this quirky beauty pageant. It's a strange example of mid-century beauty standards, where even anonymity didn't prevent objectification. Would this concept fly today? Probably not. President Johnson loved to prank guests by pretending his amphicar was sinking. This amphibious car wasn't just a novelty. It symbolized a time when innovation often leaned into the absurd. In this iconic photo, Salvador Dali leaps into the air, as cats in water seem to defy gravity. A collaboration with photographer Felipe Halsman, it captures the surrealist spirit in a single frame. What's fascinating is that this was achieved without digital editing. 28 takes were needed to get it right. Every element, from the flying chair to the splashing water, was carefully orchestrated to create this masterpiece of chaos. Imagine walking through London in the 1930s and spotting a baby hanging outside a window in a metal cage. These contraptions were designed to give urban infants fresh air and sunlight, especially in cramped apartments. While they may seem horrifying by today's standards, they were actually seen as progressive child-rearing tools at the time. The fact that no serious injuries were reported is nothing short of miraculous. This haunting portrait of Robert McGee tells a brutal story. At just 13, McGee survived a scalping by the Sioux tribe after they attacked his wagon train. While the act was part of retaliation during a period of intense conflict, his survival made him a living reminder of the bloody clashes between settlers and Native Americans. In an era before animal welfare laws, diving horses were a popular attraction. This photo shows a horse leaping off a high platform, often with a rider. While thrilling to watch, it was a dangerous and cruel practice that drew both crowds and criticism. The daring stunts highlight a time when the line between entertainment and exploitation was far blurrier. This photo shows Soviet doctor Leonid Rogozov mid-surgery, on himself. Stranded in Antarctica with appendicitis and no other surgeon available, Rogozov had no choice. Using mirrors and local anesthesia, he performed the operation, saving his own life. It's a jaw-dropping testament to human determination and medical expertise under extreme conditions. The Hindenburg airship flying over New York was a spectacle of engineering, until it wasn't. Hours after this photo was taken, the Zeppelin famously exploded in New Jersey, marking the end of the airship era. The swastikas on its tail add an eerie layer, symbolizing Nazi Germany's ambitions for global dominance. Enos the chimpanzee, seen strapped into a space capsule, was the first primate to orbit Earth. As part of NASA's Mercury Atlas V mission, his journey proved humans could survive spaceflight. While Enos returned safely, the ethics of sending animals on such perilous missions remain debated to this day. This bizarre beach photo captures a Washington, D.C. policeman measuring a woman's swimsuit to ensure it adhered to decency laws. In the 1920s, public morality dictated strict standards for women's swimwear. Seeing this today, it's hard not to marvel at how far societal norms have shifted. The Krummlauf, a German World War II invention, was a rifle with a curved barrel designed to shoot around corners. While innovative, it had significant flaws. Bullets often shattered inside the barrel. It's a fascinating example of how desperation during wartime sparks both genius and impracticality. These early roller skates with pedals look like a steampunk experiment gone wrong. Invented in 1910, they were meant to make skating more efficient, but ended up being clunky and dangerous. While they didn't revolutionize the sport, they certainly showcased human creativity, albeit in a laughable form. This iconic moment shows archaeologist Howard Carter unveiling the treasures of King Tutankhamun's tomb. The discovery sparked global fascination with ancient Egypt, but it also led to tales of a pharaoh's curse, as several people connected to the expedition died under mysterious circumstances. Myth or not, the tomb remains one of archaeology's greatest finds. In 19th century Paris, these outdoor urinals, or pissoirs, were introduced to improve public sanitation. While practical, they also became controversial for their lack of privacy. They symbolize a time when urban planning prioritized function over formality, offering an unfiltered glimpse into daily life. This photo captures the aftermath of a train crash at Paris Montparnasse station. A locomotive failed to brake, smashing through the station wall and plunging onto the street below. Miraculously, only one person died. The image is both tragic and strangely beautiful, epitomizing the dangers of early industrial progress. Wojtek, a Syrian bear, served with the Polish army during World War II. Adopted as a cub, he carried ammunition and boosted morale among troops. Wojtek became a symbol of resilience and camaraderie, proving that even in war, unlikely friendships can thrive. These peculiar plastic face shields, designed to protect against snowstorms, look more sci-fi than practical. Women in Montreal tried them out in 1939, but they didn't catch on. Besides their odd appearance, they were prone to fogging, making them more of a fashion misstep than a winter solution.